today we're going to do exercises with a dog, probably a larger dog, or a kid. So you want some sort of a rope that they can grab onto so they can pull. We're going to use them as a pulley for our exercises. All right, so first one, we're going to run legs out, and we're going to have their puppy or our kids grab onto the pulley, and we're just going to roll down, and maybe you can pull against them. They may not go for it. Biscuit is not going for it right now, but we'll see. Come here. You might want to open up your legs a little bit, and then you can have more of a direct pull straight forward. Yeah, there we go. And then pulling against it. Try not to let them just pull you up. You're pulling against them as you're going up and sitting up nice and tall, and then rolling down vertebra by vertebra and maybe pulling against them if they give it to you. Right now, Biscuit's not pulling against it, so it's all just me. And also, you can do this without an animal. You can pretend like you have an animal pulling against you, like Biscuit is right now. Good job, Biscuit. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, if they're going to cooperate, which Biscuit is trying to go a different direction, which makes it a little bit harder, you can kind of change in their direction. If Biscuit wants to go this way, you can even pull your arms up and get a little bit of a shoulder workout. Good boy, Biscuit. And if you want an extra little stretch, let's see if he'll work with us. Come here. Go ahead and pull it out. Okay, you really want to go this way. Sorry, this may not be the best angle, but you get the idea. Alright, rolling back down, maybe a little pull up, and bringing it back down. Of course, if anything hurts, don't do it. Nothing should ever hurt. But if something's fun, do it. Do it. Do. Huh, Biscuit? Pull me back, this way. No, go right between my legs. It's a good stretch and it shakes my arms out. Thanks, Biz. One last one. We're gonna do this nice, lovely roll down, nice and controlled, pulling against them. And if they're not pulling against you, that's okay too. And then rolling back up. Feel free to bend the knees if you need to bend the knees. And you can let them kind of help you up too if you need a little bit of help getting up. All right, I said last one, so last one. Let's do a little stretch. So you reach out over your toes and enjoy that stretch. Right now, Biscuit's not helping me out at all, but it's still a good stretch. Good job, Biscuit. Okay, we're gonna lay down on the ground, and I might have to switch directions depending which way he's pulling me. He's kind of in charge right now. So, laying down on the ground, we're gonna go ahead. Are you gonna help me? We're gonna go ahead and bring the knees in. Now, for this one, actually, I'm gonna change so that you can see better. He seems to really want to pull this way. So this one, we're laying down, feet flat on the floor. Go ahead and have them grab onto your rope or whatever you have. But we're gonna bring the elbows into the knees. Now, let's go back a notch real quick. Lift the butt up, place it down on the ground so you have that nice long spine. So you will feel a little bit of a lifting, a little bit lighter under here. You might even feel space. We want to keep that. Now, as we keep that, we're going to bring the knees into the elbows. And maybe our dog or kids will grab onto the rope. Maybe they won't, and that's okay. So, elbows to knees, they may not touch. That's fine. I want you to keep that long spine. If they don't touch, don't worry about it. We're going to reach arms and legs out and bring them back in, elbows to knees. And reach them out. Again, they may not touch. You may find that your spine starts to curve. So then don't worry about them touching your knees to elbows. Right, Biscuit, you don't want to play with me right now? If you want to make it harder, look for your belly button. Peel your shoulders off of the mat. So just the base of your shoulder blades are touching. And we're going to reach out long. And then pulling it back in. And then reaching long. And pulling it back in. Oh, you're going to play with me now. And rolling back. Good job, Biscuit. And right, thinking about pulling the belly button down and keeping the spine still, keeping our body completely still. If you remember the triangle made with your pelvic bone and your hips, you want to look at that and make sure it's staying completely still Like if you had a glass of lemonade on there, it wouldn't spill a drop. Ah, yes, there we go. Pull. And come here. And last one, come here. Good job. Reach it out. Sorry, we're doing one last one because then you can relax. And if you want, you can let your pet or kid shake you out. Shake, shake, shake. Great, good job. Okay, we're gonna come back up to sitting for this. So, rolling up, feel free to let them help you. And, okay, we're gonna sit. We're gonna have our feet flat on the floor. Biscuit, come this way a little bit. Thank you. And we can show it better. Okay, feet are flat on the floor. We're sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna roll. So we are rounding out our back. We're gonna roll back just a little bit, engaging the core, pulling the belly button back. You should feel this working, but being able to keep the feet flat on the floor or toes up if that's more comfortable for you. We're gonna take our nice little rope toy and we're gonna reach it towards our animal, make it a little bit easier, or our animal children. Is that me? I mean, you know, they're wild and crazy and fun. Okay, bring it to the other side. Come on, Biscuit. Come here. And bring it to the other side. And hopefully they latch on, which she's not doing. There we go. Bring it to the side. And bring it around to the other side. And bring it around to the other side. So you're pulling your partner from one side to the other, trying to keep our bodies completely still. So this is all staying still. I'm not doing the greatest job. We're trying to keep our knees and hips completely still and keep that shoulder width, like rather hip width apart. Oh, don't step on me. Now something that can help is taking a yoga block and placing it between your knees, and that will help keep the knees completely still and help you kind of focus on that to keep the knees still. And go to the other side. Good job. Now, if you are feeling like you want an extra challenge, and maybe you don't have the partner, or maybe your partner is working really well, you can keep the legs. You can take the legs up, going side to side. Now, Biscuit's doing a great job of pulling, so I'm not going to give myself that extra with the legs up because it's a little too challenging for me to keep balance and keep my body still if I have my feet up off of the floor. Also remember, instead of a block, you can use a rolled up sweatshirt. Okay, I think we're going to do one last one on each side. Come this way, and this way. And that's that part. Right, we're going to go into arms. So we're going to do arms laying on the floor. So I'm just laying down. I'm going to lift my butt up, place it back down on the floor to make sure I have the long spine. Again, it feels lifted underneath my lower back. And I'm going to press my heels into the floor about hip width apart so that I have a nice long posture. Shoulders pulled down towards hips. Biscuit, grab onto my rope toy, please. Please. Thank you. We're just going to do bicep curls, basically bringing the hand into the shoulder. And I'm trying to get him behind it, which he's not really doing. So I'm going to turn so that he's down by my feet and I'm pulling against him. No, you guys can't even see. Thank you. Come here. No. Bringing the hand into the shoulder. And if your animal's not playing along and doesn't want to, like Biscuit is, that's fine. You don't need him to. You can just pretend like he's pulling against you. Now what's ideal, she's kind of not doing whatsoever. There we go. There, is we want him to be pulling in that direction, down towards your feet. She's not really doing any sort of pulling right now. I don't think you can really see, but he's giving me a little bit of resistance when I come up towards my shoulder. But that's really it, which is fine. Because we don't necessarily need it. Ooh. We can just pretend. How are you doing this? Are you getting a workout too? Okay, Bring it to the other side. Same thing. Think about pulling your belly button down. We're nice and strong in our core, even though you can't see it because Biscuit is covering it up, and we're not moving our core. Are you going to help me out, Biscuit? Grandma. Nope, you're still not going to. So again, you don't have to have them pull onto it. If it's not working, it's not working. And you can use your imagination. But ideally, you would have them be pulling down towards your toes. And if you have kids, you can talk to them and let them know if they are pulling too hard or not hard enough, or if anything's ouchy, so they can kind of change it up so it's fun for both of you. Biscuit I can kind of talk to, but he's not really going for it right now. There you go. Well, grab onto it easily. Good. Now I got some resistance. Something else you want to be aware of, especially when doing this, is that I'm trying to keep my wrists straight. So none of this stuff, we want to keep it completely straight, even though we're going, and sometimes the dog will want to pull back, or your kids will want to pull back. We want to keep that nice and straight. If that means you have to let go, let go. All right, Biscuit, pull me up. Now we're going to work on our triceps. So we're going to go ahead and stand up, feet are about hip width apart. We're going to do a little bit of a squat, just bending the knees slightly, lifting the belly button, giving a little tilt forward, but still keeping that belly button lifted. Go ahead and grab on, Biscuit, for me. Pull our elbow, we're going to bend our elbow and pull the hand up, and then we're going to extend it behind you, and then bend, and then pull behind you. Obviously, if this hurts or they start wiggle wobbling too much, this gets going a little bit more crazy than I want him to, but I think we're going to do well now. There you go, now he's doing better, and pulling straight back. It's really about, you can kind of let him just go back to where he needs to go, and then pulling it straight back is the part that's important. So from here, you can get him to go forward, and then pull it back behind me, working my triceps, and again, pulling it back. So if you kind of have to loosen up to get him to come in front of you, go for it, and then pulling back. And then pulling it back. And if you've done any of the pulley machines, and actually you do that here, so we're going to have it bent. Bring him forward and pulling him back. Bring him forward and pulling him back. Okay, keeping my belly button lifted. And I am stopping to make sure that he comes forward, and I'm doing more of a straight line with him. So he's turning, so I'm just going to turn with him, keeping my belly button lifted and pull him back. And cut forward. So I'm just kind of turning with him because I want him to be pulling straight in front. This is like the exercise machines you might find in some of the gyms with the pulleys. So we're basically doing a pulley one. And he's providing me with a nice little resistance. Good job, Biscuit. Okay, we're going to go other arm, same thing. Okay, I'm pulling back. Keeping that belly button lifted, checking in on my body. Checking in, he's good, and then pulling him back. And if this hurts at all, make sure to stop, check in, make sure you're doing it right. If it just doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Also, feel free to ditch your partner if you need to. This hand, you can rest on the thigh if you want. I'm just going to let it do whatever it wants. Okay. Good. Good boy. And then pulling it back straight. Sorry, I feel like I'm being a little sloppy on these. Stop and check in instead of just playing with him. Good boy. There. And one. My resistance. choke. Come here. Ready? We just have 2 more. Lighten yourself up. And of course, you may do these 10 reps faster than me or slower than me. And that's our exercises with our partners. Thank you, Biscuit.